गुरु चरणाम्बुज निर्भर भक्ता संसाराद चिराद भव मुक्ता सैनेन्द्रिय मानस नियमा देवम द्रक्षति निज हृदयस्थम देवम. Good morning, respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, and dear participants. It is my honor to welcome you all to this special occasion, a celebration that marks not just an idea but a journey. 12 years of Vande Mataram at IIT Madras. Founded on 23rd January 2015 on the sacred birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, this initiative has been more than a forum. For us, it has been a moment to reconnect with Bharat's civilizational consciousness, cultural depth, and national spirit. Today's event, Decoding Vande Mataram, Lyrics, Meaning, and Legacy, is a continuation of that journey of rediscovery. As we gather here today for the lecture, let us take a moment, like we always do, to connect with the soul-stirring spirit of our nation. We will now play the iconic and inspiring song Vande Mataram, the holding thread for all of us, a composition that resonates with the heartbeat of India, which translates to I bow to thee, mother, Vande Mataram, which encapsulates the love and reverence for our motherland. Written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, this timeless composition is a celebration of rich cultural heritage, diversity, and the undying spirit of freedom of Bharat. We have proudly followed the tradition of singing the national song Vande Mataram at beginning of our every lecture till today. Therefore, I invite everyone here to rise and join Mahati ji and Kaushik ji to sing our national song. I invite each one of you to rise in respect and solidarity as we play Vande Mataram.
सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां शस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम्. शुभ्रज्योत्स्नां पुलकितयामिनीं फुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनीं सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम्. कोटिकोटिकण्ठ कलकलनिनादकराले कोटि भुजैर्धृतखरकरवाले अबलाक्यनमा तबले बहुबलधारिणीं नमामि तारिणीं रिपुदलवारिणीं मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्. तुमि विद्या तुमि धर्म तुमि हृदि तुमि मर्म त्वं हि प्राणाः शरीरे बहुते तुमि मा शक्ति हृदये तुमि मा भक्ति. तुम्हारे प्रतिमा गढ़ी मंदिरे मंदिरे वन्दे मातरम्. त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरणधारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी. नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलाम् अमलाम् अतुलां सुजलां सुफलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम्. श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्.
Thank you, Kaushik ji and Mahati ji, for that soul stirring singing. Now I would like to invite our respected chief guests, Dr. D.K. Hari and Dr. Hema Hari, ma'am, sir and ma'am, and our professor, Dr. Deepak Paramashivan, to kindly come on the dais and cast flowers on the photo of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay ji. And also I would request our Dean of Students, Professor Satyanarayan Gumadi sir, to also present on the stage in casting the flowers. And as we pay our respects to Shri Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, now I would again request and invite Dean of Students, Professor Satyanarayan Gumadi sir, to kindly present fruit baskets to our respected chief guests, Dr. D.K. Hari sir and Dr. Hema Hari ma'am, founders of Bharath Gyan, and Professor Deepak Paramashivan, professor from our very own department of HSS, IIT Madras. Before we proceed further, let us briefly situate ourselves in history. And before our respected guests today take us into a plunge into how Vande Mataram came and what is it all about, I would like to invite the student coordinator of Vande Mataram, Shri Jiva Keshavji, to give us a brief introduction on how our beloved Vande Mataram came into being.
Namaskaram everyone. We as children of Mother Bharat believe in Janani Janma Bhumishya Swargadapi Gariyasi, meaning mother and motherland are dearer than heaven. Hence we took up the name Vande Mataram for our group and started our independent student body on 23rd Jan 2015, the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. We realized that it is important to create a socio-political awareness in the IITM fraternity because after graduation, a lot of students enter into various fields of prominence in and around the nation and around the globe. And they should have the motive of nation-first approach which gets reflected in their thoughts, words and actions. We have had speakers from various domains from Professor Nambinarayan, Dr. Anirban Ganguly, Dr. Meenakshi Jain, Dr. Y.S. Rajan, Professor Markande Paranjape, Shri Kapil Kapoorji, Professor M.D. Srinivas, Professor Vasant Shinde, Professor Michael Danino, Professor Subhash Kirk, Dr. Vikram Singh, and a lot more people. Shri J. Sai Deepak ji, Vikram Phadke ji, Colonel Hani Bakshi, Shri Sushil Pandit ji, Ram Madhav ji, Dushyant Srijat ji, and various other faculties from IIT Madras have spoken, delivered lectures on our forum to promote the students to build a nation-first mindset in them. We have also been holding Independence Day cycle rally every year where close to about 500 people participate with loads of enthusiasm. Heritage Yatra to Kanchipuram, curated by Shri Madhusudanan Kalaichelvanji, and a 2-day Digvijaya celebrations on the occasion of Ayodhya Ramlalla Prana Pratishta are some of the unique events that stay close to our heart. We also recently had a multilingual movie screening of the movie Padmagandhi. And here we are at the 12th year of Vande Mataram at IIT Madras. We have all been able to do all this because of continuous support from all of you, our directors, our Dean of Students, other deans, technical staff, and a very significant support from IIT Madras. It is inevitable to organize all these events without our coordinators and the support from our alumni. So, without any further ado, I would like to proceed with the event. Thanks, Bhuvan.
Thanks, Jiva, for that. Now, it is now my privilege to introduce our esteemed speakers for the first segment of today's session, Dr. D.K. Hari sir and Dr. D.K. Hema Hari ma'am, co-founders of Bharath Gyan. Dr. D.K. Hari sir and Dr. D.K. Hema Hari ma'am, husband-wife duo, are founders of Bharath Gyan, a forerunner in Indian civilizational knowledge studies, a conceptualized over 25 years ago with a mission to raise awareness about knowledge, practices, and global connects of the Indian civilization over millennia from an Indic perspective. Bharath Gyan's Indic narrative showcases the scientific and industrial aspects of the Bharatiya civilization, besides highlighting its spiritual aspects, and shows how it's the ethos of their twinning which had sustained, flourished for this civilization across millennia. They have so far collated over 500 hours of multimedia content on the Indian civilization and its global connects across over 108 different subjects, and have published 100 plus books as part of Autobiography of India collection, besides 5 documentary films, 1000 plus short films, and 1000 plus articles. Through their extensive work, they have illuminated the profound knowledge systems embedded within Indian traditions, helping us see continuity where we often assume discontinuity. Their scholarship bridges the past and present, making civilizational knowledge both accessible and meaningful. Now, I invite Dr. D.K. Hari sir and Dr. D.K. Hema Hari ma'am to take the stage and illuminate us through their knowledge. Sir and ma'am, the stage is yours.
And I'd like to thank Mr. Jiva for inviting us for this program, very kind of him. And I also see that we have had an illustrious galaxy of speakers which listed out people who have come and spoken at the Vande Mataram forum here. And most of them are our personal friends across years, and we have sort of shared stage and functions with most of the people that he mentioned. So it was like nice to know that so many good people have come here to this forum. And so on the subject of the day, so actually we collated this over the years. We'll walk you through for the next 20-25 minutes. All of us have heard of the song, which was just rendered so beautifully by 2 young friends. Next, please. See, he has made a very prophetic statement. He says, I may not live to see its popularity, but the song will be sung by every Indian. Amazing statement for a person to make it like this. Similarly, William Shakespeare also made a similar statement in one of his plays. I think Hamlet, where he says that it will be, every Englishman will speak about this. So there are few Dirgha Drishti people who are able to say that this will happen to what the products they bring forth. This is a commendable statement of his that we see here, that the song will be sung by every Indian. And this is the birthplace in 24 Parganas, North Parganas, Bengal. This is the plaque of his birthplace there. And this is the house where it is. It's a museum now, which you can see there. And he was a British officer, a deputy collector at that. And obviously, being a British officer, he was forced to sing their song, God Save the King or Queen, whatever it is, and which he always had a feeling of resentment to, because it is a colonial yoke. So he first wrote the song on Akshaya Navami. This is the day, and which later came into Anand Mat book, we all know. But see, he was also aware of the milieu of what was happening historically then in that period of time, which brought this out. And there were a lot of people who were already working on both on patriotism, sacrifice, spiritual regeneration of the land, a continuous effort in the colonial era period in Bengal, Bihar, because Bihar was then part of Bengal, you should understand, and the Champaran movement, all that. So all this was the background of this song, and this became the rallying cry for them, which in turn brought forth the famous Sannyasi revolt, which happened in Bengal. So for that too, this song was sung there in the Sannyasi revolt. That was a major movement. Of course, now we'll look at the place where the Sannyasi revolt happened. That is in Bangladesh now. The rallying point, we'll see that as we go along. So it created this particular national sentiment, as I said, of the Sannyasi rebellion. It was a 40-year rebellion. It was, when it's called Sannyasi rebellion, it happened, both the Hindu ascetics and the Muslim faqirs, they came together to create this rebellion because of the oppressiveness. And look at this point here. There's a it was a cricket match, which was the turning point in the life of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay to pen the song. Once he was being taken in a palanquin after office hours, and his palanquin crossed a Maidan where a cricket match was being played, and in that match his superior was playing, Colonel Duffin. This is in the Behrampur cantonment. What happened was, so he didn't like an Indian going across and disturbing his game, that too going in a palanquin. So he pulled him out, thrashed him and all that. And it became a matter, and he went to the court. Bankim Chandra went to the court and won the case. Obviously, the British officer didn't like it, and he was made to publicly apologize for that. Because for him, it was a public humiliation. One first for Bankim and later for the British officer, Colonel Duffin. So what the local Raja said is, you don't be there, somehow or other, something happened to you, so better come to my palace. So he went to the Lalgola palace and he stayed there with the local Raja, and this is the palace where he stayed. He spent his time there reflecting on Ma Kali. The period of time he was reflecting on Ma Kali. Next slide, please. This is the Vigraha of Ma Kali, where he did his tapas, his puja, his dhyanam, and out of this, it is here that he conceived this poem, Vande Mataram, in front of this Ma Kali, in this palace where he was staying. So this was, at that time, he came up with this, coined the term Vande Mataram on this particular night, Magi Purnima, at the Lalgola Palace. This is in Murshidabad. So it was a cricket match that started off the whole thing. And this is the first published version of the song in 1875 in the local Bengal paper. It is called Banga Darshan. It was a Bengali paper, but much Sanskritized, because that was the literary language of those days then. In the Bengali script, but. So it was this Sanskritized version of the Bangla poem which spoke about the richness of the motherland. When we heard the song now, we heard all of the richness of the land, motherland. So it was, and nourishing richness of the land, symbolizing unity and devotion that has held us all together with this song for the last century and a half, is the beauty of this. And this song, he had a teacher, both Rabindranath Tagore as well as Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. They had a teacher in Jadunath Bhattacharya. And it was Jadunath Bhattacharya who actually first sung the song in two raga. One, he sang it in Malhar, Kafi and Desh. The same song, he sang it there. And it was set to music for the first time. The Tanpura with which he sung the song for the first time is now available in the Indian Museum in Kolkata. It's available there. Next, please. So, for this, a certificate was given to him by the local Raja then, as the poet, as the singer was called Jadu Bhatta. It was given to him then by the Maharaja Shatrugna Aditya. So he gave him this particular certificate for singing this song for the first time. And it was this song that was sung on 15th August 1947 in All India Radio by Pandit Omkarnath Thakur. So we have a lineage of the song coming through us through the decades, is the beauty we are seeing. And also it was sung by Rabindranath Tagore in the Indian National Congress in 1896. That fueled the clarion call for the national movement very clearly. And Sri Aurobindo, he wrote the English official translation for the song, which still holds good as the official translation for the song all over Bharat. His translation then still holds good. Look at this. Rabindranath Tagore, Gurudev, calls Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay as a Sabyasachi. Anybody knows what a Sabyasachi is? Ambidextrous. So, because physically he may not have been ambidextrous, which we don't have much information about. What he says is two things. He had equal strength in both hands, physically, that he was Sabyasachi, but with one hand he created the literary works. With the other, he guided the young authors, young aspiring authors. So both he did. He created it himself, he encouraged the authors, that he did. And with the other hand, he ignited the literary enlightenment of the others and blew away the smoke and ash of ignorance of ill-conceived notions. Because a lot of colonial baggage was there then also, and we still have a lot of colonial baggage with us. So he was able to do on both counts. So that is what Tagore sees in him, beyond the song too. Next.
Actually, here it is very interesting. Sabyasachi, and you said ambidextrous. You know, the word dexterous traces its root. You can find its connection in our Indian legends. The person called Daksha. Daksha, which means skills. So, I mean, we are sitting in an institute of technology and academics. So, skill
Daksha
and
Prajapati.
Daksha, dexterity, they all go very well together.
So the English term dexterity traces its roots back to Greece, from there on to Bharat, of Daksha, because he brought in the skill component to our civilization, dexterity, dexterous, Daksha. That's why he was a Prajapati, because he brought in that component to our civilization growth. And one more thing, okay. So he made this a sadhana. He made literature a sadhana for Bharat at that time. So, and he awakened the civilization consciousness. See, this land has been so fortunate that we have repeatedly had people at different times awakening the civilizational consciousness of this land, repeatedly bringing back national pride. That's the beauty of our civilization, beauty of our land. At different times, different people have contributed this effort, continuously across the centuries and millennia, across decades. That's the beauty of what we have in this land. So he did not look at India just as a political unit, but he looked at it as a cultural, spiritual and a civilization unit is the point, is what we have to understand. That is what it created really. And there were other institutions also which took up this tape. Vande Mataram, and there was a Sampradaya itself, an institution, the way we have a society here in IIT today, they had a society in Bengal called Vande Mataram Sampradaya.
So that was your forerunner.
That was really, if you say for you, that was so, and that was also, that came under a ban and all those things. So they did all this under that ban, at that term. Look at this, how the term was used by multiple people, multiple times in multiple ways, and there was a ban on them. So this is the photo of that, of a ban on them then. And see, there's been a lot of controversy about the song over the last 7-8 decades. But if you see this, when the song was actually sung for the first time in the Indian National Congress, the president was Rahimutullah Sayani. So it was sung under his leadership, under his approval was what this song was sung in the Indian National Congress then. And this is what he says about the song: we should endeavor to promote personal intimacy and friendship among all the great communities of India, to develop and consolidate sentiments of national growth and unity. Because he is again reflecting from the Sannyasi revolt, where both the ascetics as well as the fakirs gave the clarion call under the song, Vande Mataram song. So he is reflecting that here. So look at this song. So while some people see the Vande Mataram song was sung by Muslims too in 1905, and it was banned. And there was a magazine coming out of Lahore. So it was only Jinnah who later, in the 1930s and 40s, called it un-Islamic. For decades before that, it was sung by both. It's a fact, historical fact is what we are seeing. Because he wanted to justify this in 1937, so he made it so. And there was a Urdu daily coming out of Lahore called Vande Mataram. There's beauty of it. And there was a person named Karamchand Shukla, who was the owner, and Lala Lajpat Rai. They were there. And it was a fairly large circulation in those days of 5,000 copies. Because you should remember those days value, 5,000 copies, of very large circulation for the Urdu daily called Vande Mataram, which spoke about the importance of the civilization, historical aspect, and the language perspective. And they chose Urdu because it had large leadership in Punjab and those areas. Specifically chosen Urdu. And if you see this song, it became so popular that Gandhi himself suggests that this should be the national anthem. Very clearly he suggests that this song should be the national anthem, which he writes in his work, India Opinion, in the year 1905, on 2nd December. He says this song should verily be considered the national anthem. Now we have it as a national song. So the call for it was being there at that time itself, almost 45 years before independence. So it was this duo that decided that the song is not to be there in 1937, and they kept only the first two stanzas. But through the ages, except these two duo, everybody else have wanted the song in full, is what the point we're trying to bring forth here. So, as you said, between 28 and 37, it was sung in full in all Indian National Congress functions by everybody across the time. And it was a clarion call for the movement. If you look at the term, what is it they are objecting to is the term Vande. Bandagi, Band. What does it mean in the Persian language? To bind, bond, service, devotion, adoration, worship, praise, compliment, salutation, humility, lowliness, humbleness. See, all this comes to, which in turn gives rise to the Persian word, ibadah. The Bande gives rise to the Persian word, ibadah. So, that also goes into the Farsi language of those days, because obviously these languages are so interconnected. Because once you cross Baluchistan, you are into the Farsi land. They are all adjacent to each other. So the language had an intrinsic connect. What the word means, Bande, Bandagi, bond, English word bond, Bandhan, bind. So it is in this song, he says, this particular Chaudhary Mati Muhammad, he says, when he speaks about this song, Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara, he writes the problem of the song, if all these people have no problem in calling it un-Islamic, they've all been singing it right through. So it was a political reason why it's got this name, very unfortunate. So if you cannot but give your land equivalent to your motherhood. That's what he very clearly mentions here. It exhorts people to come out of the troubled waters. As we said very clearly, how the term itself comes about, it's admiring greetings one's mother. Land is also one mother, which is acceptable by all faiths, is what clearly comes out here in the interpretation, very clearly. Next. Where does this word come from? Vande. It's right from it's there in the Rig Veda itself. As a phrase, as a term, we find it there where it addresses to say, to speak. So I address the sovereign Lord. So it is to address somebody. So Vande. So the term is there. It's a Vedic term that we have. So it goes back 5-6 millennia in this land, is the beauty of it. Similarly, see again, it comes in one more thing where you to celebrate. So one to address, one to celebrate, you have the same term, Vande, very clearly. This song was actually recorded for the first time by HMV in their recording. So that is the oldest recording we have of the song. So with the technical advancement of those days, and that in turn became, apart from being sung in local groups, because HMV had the song recorded, it became popular across land wherever it could be played. So it spread. Its spread happened much faster and much quicker is what we get to see here. And it was this person, Sri Narayan Chandra Mukherjee in Calcutta, who gave this national record as a Vande Mataram Sujalam Sufalam was the name of the original record that was created in the year 1906, from where it spread all over Bharat, because that was the fledgling days of technology and it started spreading everywhere. So it started spreading all over the land, not limited to only the region of Bengal. And later it was sung by all these people. Bhimsen Joshi, Bharatata Bhimsen Joshi sung it. Hemant Kumar's version in this film is one of the more popular versions, which all of us would have heard. It's been there for 7-8 decades now. And later, a couple of decades back, A.R. Rahman also sang a very popular cassette series on this particular song and beyond. So it has had a continuity of appeal through times for the youth across the land is what we see very clearly. And this is that Sannyasi revolt place where it started, the movement started. This is that Ramnakali temple. This is a rallying point of the Sannyasi revolt where the song was extensively used by all. The temple, unfortunately, this temple was destroyed in 1971. And it's been, so this is the East Pakistan 1971 revolt time. You still see the temple spire there. About 500 devotees were burnt inside this temple then, burnt alive inside this temple. Unfortunately, after this was burnt down, destroyed, and then India, for its, because this was the start of the Sannyasi revolt movement. Next. So this is there, the Ramankali temple, where it is, south of Dhaka. It's a huge Maidan where this temple is there. Now it's been rebuilt by Indian effort in 2021. At our cost, our effort, our initiative, we had this temple rebuilt as an honor of the thing. And the Honorable President of India visited there to inaugurate the temple again. So it's India's contribution to Bangladesh back again after so many years, after 1971. So because this was where the rallying point was, wanted to recognize it once again and rebuild this temple. Now coming on to the flags. The first flag, one of the first flags was made by Sister Nivedita. What did she write in that flag? Vande Mataram. That's what she wrote in the flags. And she brought in the Indra's Vajra, the thunderbolt in the center for this as the symbol of the flag that she had designed for India in 1905. And Surendranath Banerjee, that is Rabindranath Banerjee, what did he do? He brought out a flag again in the next year, 1906, and hoisted it in the Parsi Bagan Square in Kolkata, where he clearly put it as a, look at the Vande Mataram with the lotus buds on the top and the sun and the moon. Again using Vande Mataram in the flag. Then Madam Bikaji Kama, the famous freedom fighter. Actually, we have a Kama Square, Bikaji Kama Square in Delhi also even now. So she, when she went to Stuttgart, Berlin, and spoke about India's independence and freedom, so they mentioned to her, you don't even have a flag. So she actually, the story goes that she tore the pallu of her sari and made a flag out of it, and she wrote Vande Mataram in it. This is in 1907. Similarly, same theme of lotus on the top and sun and the moon bottom. And on 22nd August 1907, she unfurled the flag there in Stuttgart. First time on an overseas soil, this flag was unfurled. So later again, if you see, similarly in the other functions also, they always inaugurated it with this flag, where Hema Chandra Kanungo and others, with the inputs of Veer Savarkar, they designed this flag again, using Vande Mataram as a centerpiece of it. So you see a consistency across times in flags too. And in the Geneva edition, the front page of Indian independence movement, there starts with the term Vande Mataram. It's not an Indian edition, it's a Geneva edition they made for this. So it starts with the term Vande Mataram very clearly there. It was calling for a call to release Veer Savarkar. Look at the history of flags coming all the way up to 1947. The first two flags very clearly have Vande Mataram as the call in our flag itself through the ages. Of course, the flag developed from charka to chakra. That happened later, but that's how the flag of India developed. Next slide, please. So these three people, Bal, Pal, Lal, they popularized all over North India the Vande Mataram slogan, and the import of it they popularized all over North India. These three people. Similarly, in Tamilagam, it was these three people who popularized it. VOC, Subramania Bharati and Subramania Shiva. They popularized it in their poems, their speeches and everything, which you see in the black and white era films too. We see how they popularized the idea of Vande Mataram very clearly all over Tamil Nadu also. And he actually wrote a song, his own song. Mahakavi Subramania Bharati wrote a song called Vande Mataram in his own style. He was not copying the original song. He wrote from his own, what he came to his mind. There's a song called Vande Mataram penned by him. Like this, we are showing you one sample. Many other vernacular Bharata languages, many other poets have penned their own song called Vande Mataram. I mean, titled Vande Mataram, but their own views, their own ethos, their own songs. Like this, we have all over. Now, this is gone and sung everywhere, all over the world now, including the Arab countries. They all sung this song Vande Mataram at various functions where India takes part. So it's been a call of a song across the world. So, we need to celebrate this right through with us. We have two important dates. One is 27 June, the birth anniversary, and 8th April, his Punyatithi. Like this, we have occasions. We have the first day of the song. We have the when he penned the song, when he wrote the song, when he came the idea of Vande Mataram. We have different dates with us. All these need to be venerated, celebrated by us as our national song. Is it amazing that how we have a story of how the song came through to us and which we are relishing, not just as a poetry, not just for its lyrics, but everywhere. So now we have the ceremonial code in Bharat as to what's the length of the song and how it should be played, etc. So we have a formal code which we did not have, unfortunately, for the last 7.5 decades. We have it, at least we have it now, very clearly. Next. So this is what happened on 150th anniversary, so which we need to celebrate in IIT Madras as well as everywhere else as our, we should own something. See, if it's very important when you have something, you should own it, you should flaunt it with pride. If we don't own it and if we don't flaunt it, others are going to respect you for it. It's as simple as it's our song. And the song has value. It has captivated the people for 150 years. That's the beauty of it. So again, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, my wife and myself, to speak on the subject. It's been a pleasure interacting with you all. Thank you. Namaste. She was just operating laptop, that's why so I spoke on, normally it's a jugalbandi of our talk, but since she was operating laptop, I thought we'll speak for,
Thank you.
I'll be her voice too.
But there is something that emerges, when we look at our freedom struggle, freedom movement and contributions and songs like Jana Gana Mana or Vande Mataram and all, we find that many of these are from one region called Bengal. It's amazing. You trace so many of them, you'll go back to the roots, you will go to Bengal. And another interesting aspect emerges out of this. Most of them would have come out from the Behrampur institution. Actually, none of these, these if you just do one Vande Mataram, these set of deck, these are just data points. Of course, there is a lot to relish in these data points because many of us don't even know this history. So these are data points. See, there is a difference between history and civilizational history. So civilizational history bundles in ethos. You have the bandagi in it. in the civilizational history, because without ethos there is no civilization. And that ethos you understand. So from this Behrampur, it doesn't stand isolated. Many of these, you take Aurobindo, you take Rabindranath, you take everybody, they all have come out of Behrampur. What is this Behrampur? It is Brahmapur, which became Behrampur. And why is it important? Because the missionaries, when they came to India, that is where they started their educational institution. So the mission of education of the missionaries started in Behrampur. And naturally, because they were teaching, Serampur.
Serampur, it's
Not Behrampur, Serampur.
Yeah, it's there. So it's called Serampur Mission.
Yes.
Serampore, Serampur. But when you say Serampur, you don't see it. Actually, Sri Rampur, the name of the place, that they called it Serampur. And Serampur Mission. So it has been nodal point for British missionaries educating Indians, in that many of these intellectuals who came out of Bangla, which is a Sonar Bangla, this is called by the Bangla people. So they call it with an honorific Sonar Bangla, which golden Bangla. It is, certainly is. But Sonar Bangla is a much larger component of not just present West Bengal, but East Bengal, Tripura, Bihar, some northern parts of Odisha also. All that is composite Sonar Bangla region. Certainly it is. So a lot of intellectualness happened. That's why they even had a statement that day: what Bengal thinks today, India will think tomorrow. That's what they made a statement like that then. So, because land was fertile, rich, Sufalam, Sujalam. So that gave rise to time to introspect, time to be creative. Great creative people have come out of the Sonar Bangla region to enrich our civilization in multiple ways. See, Netaji is also from that same Sonar Bangla region. Aurobindo is from the same Sonar Bangla region. Rash Bihari, who went to Japan, is from the same Rash Bihari Bose. Look at the term, we use the term Bose. It's again a very anglicized term. The Bose is an anglicized term. It actually comes from the original Bangla term Basu. Bose is anglicized, comes from the word, you got Bose speakers also today, in the acoustics, but actually comes from the word Basu. Basu in turn comes from the word Vasu. Vasu, obviously verb iteration between Vangal, Bengal, Basu, Bose. Similarly, in the slide I've shown both Bankim Chandra's, both Chatterjee and Chattopadhyay. He's actually Chattopadhyay. That's the term. Upadhyaya, Chattopadhyay. The British were not comfortable with Chattopadhyay. So they made Chattopadhyay into Chatterjee. Bandopadhyay became Banerjee. Mukhopadhyay became Mukherjee. And Thakur became Thackeray, Tagore, all that. So Thakur. So that's a term. So how even the family surnames have evolved and changed and morphed across the century in the colonial era. So the mindset has also morphed. So when we decolonize ourselves over the next decade and two, we need to get back to understanding what our ethos, our way of saying, which has got a meaning to it. Because Chattopadhyay is when Upadhyaya is there next to you and you teach them. Chatterjee doesn't have that import of the meaning. There's no meaning to the word Chatterjee or Banerjee or Mukherjee.
We immediately connect with English words of chatter and banner and so on.
It's not that.
Mind goes.
So it's the Upadhyaya idea where you sit and educate the next generation to take these ethos forward, the ideals forward is what it comes forth. Once again, thank you for giving us this opportunity. It's a pleasure meeting you all, interacting with all of you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Vande Mataram.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, for such an insightful and witty presentation. It's my pleasure to inform that the team Vande Mataram and Bharath Gyan is planning to conduct an AI-based short film on Vande Mataram. Any passionate volunteers are heartily welcome to meet our coordinators after the event for more details. Now, as we move to our next segment, it is my honor to introduce Professor Deepak Paramashivan from IIT Madras. An erudite, multi-talented polymath, a distinguished academic and an accomplished musician, he brings together scholarship and artistic expression in a uniquely powerful way. I invite Dr. Paramashivan to take us further into the aesthetic and experiential dimensions of Vande Mataram. Sir, the stage is yours.
Vande Mataram, as Dr. Hari rightly said, has many versions. In southern part of India, in Karnataka, there was a different version. So when I was small, when I was growing up, my father taught me some 4 or 5 versions. He said, yeah, this is how they used to sing here, and this is the popular version, and this version, and so on. And when I was under the tutelage of Padma Vibhushan Pandit Ramnarayan ji in Mumbai, he showed me the Pandit Omkarnath Thakur's version, which he performed on the night of 14th August, which my Guru Pandit Ramnarayan performed in Taj Mahal in, I think, 98 or about 2001. In that year, he said, "Jo maine suna tha Vande Mataram on August 14th night, मैं आपको सुनाऊंगा." So this was performed by Omkarnath Thakur. It has a very different tune. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. So it's entirely different tune. And what we used to sing in Karnataka was not in Desh, that was in Vrindavan. Vande Mataram, Sujalam Supalam Alayaj Shidalam, Sasya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Entirely different. So that's the beauty of this song, and I think setting it to different tunes is what made it popular. And now it was composed in Rag Desh. The name of the raga is also Desh, and it captures the essence of the hidden spirit of the song through the raga. I think this is my favorite too. I don't think this could have been composed better than this. So while I was preparing for this presentation, I was very curious what exactly is written in Anand Mat, the original version. There are some differences in the text, in what we see in Anand Mat, in the original Bengali version, and what we sing now. For example, Koti Koti Kantha, Kalakalanina, that becomes Sapta Koti Kantha. Probably back then we had 7 crore people, was the population of India. Dvisapta Koti Bhujai, you have 7 crore throats, voices that are singing in unison. Twice that. 14 crore hands that are holding the sword, fighting for the freedom. So that's what was being conveyed in the original version. We'll see. I'm sure the first 2 lines is pretty much everybody knows, and it starts changing after that. So we can have this, maybe I'll sing and you will repeat. Is that okay? Yeah. Where is Jiva? Can you just reduce the volume? I think there's some echo. Tell me if this pitch is okay with everyone, or we'll hit a middle ground where it is comfortable to everybody. Those who understand the notation system, I'll give you notation also now and then. Vande Mataram. Repeat after me. Vande Mataram. If you know what, I'll tell you something. If at all you are shy, this is the opportunity to get rid of your shyness, because you won't get noticed. Even if you sing wrong note, it's fine. Vande Mataram. Fantastic. You're sounding awesome. We'll repeat. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Perfect. Sujala Subhala Malayaj Shitala. Sas. See, ideally it is Sasya Shyamala in Sanskrit, but Bengali has its beauty. We have to respect that. It was composed as Shasya Shyamala. We have to sing it that way. Shasya Shyamala Mataram Vande Mataram. Shall we sing the whole thing? Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujala Subhala Malayaj Shitala. Shasya Shamala Mataram Vande Mataram. India's geography is almost captured in this first stanza itself. Vande Mataram, somebody started to, I think Jiva started it. Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. Who says that? Rama says that in Ramayana to Lakshmana. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Rochate Lakshmana. Now after winning Ravana, Lanka belongs to him. He says, even if Lanka is full of gold, I really don't care, it doesn't appeal to me. Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. To me, it's my motherland and my mother, which is superior to even heaven. And remember, this was said by Rama how many yugas ago, and we still remember it. It's in our day-to-day conversation. Couple of weeks I was in Ayodhya, thanks to our good friend Aashish. This is exactly what I was wondering when I was walking through the streets of Ayodhya and going to the temple. And here is this character who has had this lasting impression in the psyche of the people. And for how many generations, thousands and thousands of generations, thousands and thousands of years, you can think of what a character Rama was, Maryada Purushottama, right? And he says that. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Rochate Lakshmana Janani Janma Bhumishta Swargadapi Gariyasi, and we still remember it. Okay? In this first line, Vande Mataram, Sujalam. India has the best water. I mean, let's be frank about it. It's fine. We have the best waters. Ganga, Yamuna, Gange, Yamune, Chaiva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmade, Sindhu, Kaveri. Each water is so unique. If you go to Ganga, you will see. In fact, there are many theories that the Ganga that is mentioned in Ramayana is not the same Ganga. It is different. No, it can't be, because Valmiki uses the word Shimshumara. When Rama is crossing Ganga with Lakshmana on a boat, he sees what are known as freshwater river dolphins. It's called Shimshumara. These freshwater river dolphins you can find only in Ganga. Even now you can find them. I mean, they have gone because of pollution maybe to the bottom of the river, but you still see them. Okay? Yeah. So, Sujala, Sufala, Malayaja Shitalam. What is Malayaja Shitala? Sorry? Yeah, cool breeze coming from the mountains. Shasya Shyamala. What is Shyamala? Shyamala Varna. It is so green that it's almost looking like a dark blackish hue. Only when you have, oh yeah. I see. Shasya Shyamala Mataram, Vande Mataram. Let's go to the next line. Shubhrajyotsna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini Shubhrajyotsna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram. This you anyways know, let us sing it again. So, together. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakitayamini Pulla Kusumita Drumadhala Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yamini. What is Yamini? Night. Who is Yamini Priya? Moon. Moon has another name, Yamini Priya. Okay. Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yamini. That night, which is purified by the effulgence, the nectar-like light of moon. Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhini. Straightforward, all bloomed flowers, and you have all the Drumadala Shobhini. Suhasini, one who has a beautiful smile. Sumadhura Bhashini. Sukhadam Varadam Mataram. See, when I teach Sanskrit here, I always start with this disclaimer. If you know your mother tongue, you know more than 80% Sanskrit, period. You don't even have to put any extra effort. You just can't run away from Sanskrit because it is there here. It's in the subcutaneous level. It's so ingrained in us. We can't forget Sanskrit, and we don't have to learn Sanskrit. We only have to slightly reorient ourselves to just become familiar with it. Each word, it's straightforward. All right. Now, as I said, in the original you have Sapta Koti, but now the accepted version is Koti Koti Kantha. Repeat after me. Koti Koti Kantha Kala Kala Ninada Karale Koti Koti Bhujai Dhrita Khara Karavale. Again, the next line, there are versions. Ke bole matumiya bole, there is one version. But here, Abala Kenoma Eto bole. That's the version that we will be singing. Okay, now we'll sing the first line again. Koti koti kantha kala kala ninada karale koti koti bhujai धृत कर करवाले अबला के नो माँ ए तो बोले बहुबलधारिणी नमामि तारिणी रिपुदलवारिणी मातरम वंदे मातरम. We'll sing it again. So koti koti kantha कल कल निनाद करले कोटि कोटि भुजे धृत कर करवाले अबला के नो माँ ए तो बोले बहुबलधारिणी नमामि तारिणी रिपुदलवारिणी मातरम वंदे मातरम. Do you want to try it? Okay, we'll try. 1, 2, 3, go. Koti koti kantha kala kala ninada karane koti koti bhuje dhrita kara karavale abala ke no ma ए तो बोले बहुबलधारिणी नमामि तारिणी रिपुदलवारिणी मातरम वंदे मातरम. I said what koti koti kantha kala kala ninada karale koti koti bhujair dhrita karavale abala ke bole abala keno ma hai to bole. Who can call you abala? Who can say that you don't have any support? You have these 7 crore voices with 14 crore hands holding swords to protect you, protect your dignity. So who can call you abala? Can you imagine the kind of energy that you will, someone is telling you this, and the energy that you feel, especially in a time when you are enslaved, and how liberatorial it can feel. Bahubaladharini namami tarini. So she is the one who has all the strength and who helps us cross this ignorance, cross slavery. Tarini, it's a beautiful word. Someone who helps us cross over. It doesn't end just with getting independence. Finally, we want our ultimate independence, which is the moksha. I mean, who will give you the moksha? It is again Mata. It's the goddess. It's our motherland. She is the one who gives us the moksha too. So namami tarinim ripudala varini, and she is the one who vanquishes the enemies. Vande Mataram. Okay. Tumi vidya, tumi dharma. Tumi vidya, tumi dharma. Tumi hridi, tumi marma. Tumi vedya, tumi dharma. Tumi hridi, tumi marma. Tvam hi pranaah sharire. Shall we sing till here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tumi vedya, tumi dharma. Tumi hridi, tumi marma. Tvam hi pranaah sharire. Bahute tumi ma shakti. Hridaye tumi ma bhakti. Tomare pratima gadi mandire mandire. Vande Mataram. We'll sing the second half. Bahute tumi ma shakti. Hridaye tumi ma bhakti. Tomare pratima gadi mandire mandire. Vande Mataram. Again, straightforward meaning. Tumi vidya, tumi dharma. Tumi hridi, tumi marma. Tvam hi pranaah sharire. She is the pancha prana in our sharira. What are the pancha pranas? Hridi prano, gudayapano, samano, nabhimandale. Hridi prano, gudayapano, samano, nabhimandale. Vyano kantha deshastha. Yeah. Then, sorry, what is kantha deshastha? Udana kantha deshastha, vyana sarva sharira. So, udana is in the kantha. In your hridaya, you have the prana. Hridi prana, gude apana. You have the apana vayu in your buttocks. Hridi prano, gude apano. Samano, nabhi mandale. In your nabhi mandala, you have the samana. Then udana in kantha. Vyana in sarva sharira. You have these pancha pranas, right? Tvam hi pranaha. He has used the word pranaha, which means it's a plural. He is actually accounting for all the 5 pranas. That's the beauty of the poet, the knowledge and the way he is expressing it. Tvam hi pranaha sharire, bahute tumi ma shakti, hridaye tumi ma bhakti. Then, tomare pratima gadi mandire mandire. So your pratima will be consecrated in every temple. Vande Mataram. Tvam hi Durga. Yeah, repeat. Tvam hi Durga. Dasha praharana dharini. Don't feel shy. If you don't get it, it's fine. Okay? You get used to it, and then one fine day you'll be able to sing. It's just like, as I said, Sanskrit. Music is within you. And you just need to keep working on it, and one fine day it will just explode from within. Okay? त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरण धारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी. Shall we try this again? 1, 2, 3, 4. त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरण धारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी वाणी विद्या दायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमला अमला अतुला. We'll start from here. Namami Tvam Namami Kamala Amala Atula Sujala Sufala Mataram Vande Mataram. Shall we try the whole thing? Tvam hi Durga dasha praharana dharini Kamala kamaladala viharini Vani vidya dayini Namami Tvam Namami Kamala Amala Atula Sujala Sufala Mataram Vande Mataram. Tvam hi Durga Jaya Durge Durgati Pariharini. Durga is a very interesting word again. Someone who helps you cross over the ocean of dukkha, misery, difficulty is Durga. Tvam hi Durga Dasha Praharana Dharini. So if you look at Kali, she has these 10 hands and each hand has an astra in it. So she is the one who has the Dasha Praharana Dharini. Then Kamala. Who is Kamala? Lakshmi. Kamala, Kamala Dala Viharini. She who is residing in the Kamala and she is Lakshmi. Vani Vidya Daini. Who is Vani? Why is she called Vani? Vani. So again a very interesting word, comes from the dhatu Van. Van Shabde. Van actually means speech, sound. So Vani it's derived from the dhatu root Van. Vani Vidya Daini Namami Tvam Namami Kamala Amala. Who is Amala? She who has no blemish, who has no dirt, who has no sins. Pure, as pure. Vidya is pure. Knowledge always has to be pure. If it becomes impure, it cannot be knowledge. Amala, Atula. What is Atula? Incomparable. There's a beautiful line. It's one of the namas in Lalita Sahasranama. Samanadhika Varjita. She has no equal. So you might ask the question, does she have someone superior? Adhika also, no, not possible. Samana Adhika Varjita. So Amalam Atulam Sujalam Sukhalam Mataram Vande Mataram. Okay. Do you want to try the whole thing once? Yeah. Tvam hi Durga Dasha Praharana Dharini Kamala Kamaladala Viharini वाणी विद्या दायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमला अमला अतुला सुजला सुफला मातरं वन्दे मातरं श्यामला सरला सुस्मिता भूषिता धरणी भरणी मातरं वन्दे मातरं श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणी भरणी मातरं वन्दे मातरं. This is the skeletal framework of this stanza. You know, there are some small embellishments, ornamentations that they do usually when they sing. Shama, Shamalam, Saralam, Susmita, Bhushita. So, Bhushita. So, you just glide. Bhushita. Yeah. Shamalam, Saralam, Susmitam, Bhushitam. Susmitam, Bhushitam. Dharani, Dharani, Bharani. Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram. That's the overall song. Pardon me, I had to keep looking at the notation because, you know, if you ask me to sing, I'll just go with the flow. But if I have to teach you, I'll have to, you know, it's like when we teach those who are not into the, you know, teaching Vedic literature, we'll have to look, you know, where exactly you have to break the word. Otherwise, the meaning gets distorted. And those who are into that profession, they go with the flow. And this song I don't teach often because we sing. This is the first time perhaps I'm teaching this to anybody. So I had to keep looking at the text. And as Dr. D.K. Hari and Mrs. Hari mentioned, these have to be performed within the given time frame. Now, if you Jana Gana Mana as well as Vande Mataram, you have to sing it in a particular tempo. Only then you will be able to cover it in that duration. So how about now you know the tune, just get bold, we will all raise and we'll sing with the original version. Is that a good idea? Yes. Okay.
Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Ilaiyaraja Shitalam, Sasya Shamalam, Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulakitayamine, Pulla सुमित द्रुमदल शोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुर भाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् कोटि कोटि कंठ कल कल निनाद करले कोटि कोटि भुजै नित खर खर वाले अबला अनुमारत बोले बहुबल धारिणी नमामि तारिणी त्रिपुदल वारिणी मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् तुमि विद्या तुमि धर्म तुमि रिधि तुमि मर्मा त्वं हि प्राणाः शरीरे बाहुते तुमि मा शक्ति हृदये तुमि मा भक्ति तुम्हारी प्रतिमा बड़ी मंदिरे मंदिरे वन्दे मातरम् त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरण धारिणी कमला कमल दल विहारिणी वाणी विद्या दायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमला ममला अतुला सुजला सुफला मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
भारत माता की जय।
Thank you, sir, for that beautiful and evocative presentation. It was our pleasure learning from you. Again, it is my pleasure to inform you all that we are going to conduct a small competition on the recitation of Vande Mataram. Everyone is welcome to participate by sending us a recorded video of yours without looking at a paper or any help and sing Vande Mataram. We will announce the winners in our next session, which is going to be on April 24th as a lecture by Professor Shonalika Kaul. For more updates, keep connected to us. As we now go towards the conclusion, I would like to request Professor L.S. Ganesh sir to present a token of gratitude and appreciation to our chief guest and Professor Deepak Paramashivan. Again, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude towards our chief guest for taking their valuable time to be with us today. I would like to express our ultimate thanks to Professor Paramashivan for teaching us so well. As we conclude this celebration of 12 years of Vande Mataram at IIT Madras, let us not see this as an end, but as a reaffirmation of our shared journey. I now request everyone to rise as we collectively sing our national anthem before we wind up today's session.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष गाहे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Vande Mataram. Bharat Mata ki Jai.